Do male personal trainers actually sleep with their clients? That's exactly what we're going to be talking about today on the Tom Gilbert Show. The stigma that male PTs kind of face because there are a few, let's say, bad eggs that kind of spoil the broth. And we're also going to maybe touch on a little bit as well about female PTs and maybe what they get up to. Okay, now, what we're going to be talking about today is a very small percentage of personal trainers, potential abuse of powers. Okay, it's not something I stand by and support, but I've been in the industry long enough to know what goes on, okay, and see it with my own eyes and hear some cracking stories. And I've been waiting to do this episode. I put a poll up, and this was the most requested one to do. So let's go. Male PTs. So there is a stigma with male personal trainers, mainly with their female clients. Okay, male personal trainers kind of potentially, abusing their powers a little bit, or not even abusing their powers, but you're getting too close to certain female clients, and it becomes intimate. It can become intimate, and it becomes more than just spotting them for their weight. It becomes, everything else. Everything else. It becomes affairs. It becomes, cheating on their partner and stuff like that. Becomes this absolute scandal. And then this stuff does happen. This stuff does happen, unfortunately, but it's the world we live in. It's the world we live in. And it's actually, when you look at the rest of the world, it ain't too crazy. It is not too crazy. It's funny. Especially some of the drama that it can create for people. I've been there many times, just on the sideline, just kind of like watching. It's like, just watching it all unravel. I'm gonna have to try and keep a straight face on this one. But yeah, so male PTs, there's a lot. There are women, okay, that maybe don't want to work with a male PT because they may feel there's a stigma on them, and that can affect a lot of PTs. Because, like I said, there's a very small very small percentage of personal trainers that will abuse their powers, that will step outside the lines, okay, and that just makes us all kind of look bad in the eyes of some other people. But obviously, there's us few, that kind of have cracking businesses, great clients. People understand we're not like that. We don't step outside the lines. And if you're one of those great PTs, keep fucking doing it. But there are some that just does make us look like we all have a bad smell. And so you'll get some people won't want to work with a male PT because they don't want it to be, too hands-on, too touchy, too intimate, sending them photos and stuff like that, or because there are some people who take those boundaries too far. Too much touching, inappropriate messaging, inappropriate requesting of photos. This shit happens. This shit happens with both face-to-face coaching and online coaching. Okay, you may think, oh, how could you abuse the powers of online coaching? It happens. I've had clients come to me because of inappropriate coaching. I've spoke to people who've had inappropriate coaches. I have seen people being coached by inappropriate coaches. Yes, you hear stories. You don't know how much of it is true, and stuff like that. But, stories start somewhere. Stories do start somewhere. So someone's got to have done something in some aspect, I know stories, I know facts, all these things. I'm not here to drop names today. I'm just here for this to be a bit of entertainment. Everyone loves a bit of a goss. Everyone loves a bit of drama and anything like this. And I think it's funny that it goes on. And it's always going to go on. There's, no matter what kind of area of business that you're in, there's always going to be, certain people that kind of make you look bad in whatever aspect that it is. You just have to make sure, if you've got a business, if you're a business owner, that you stand true to your business. You stand true to your morals and what you're trying to do. Because it doesn't matter if you're fucking, you're a charity, you're a clothes store, you got a coffee shop, you're a personal trainer, you sell a service or whatever it is. There's going to be so many other people in your sector, in your market that, are competing, and then there are some people who push the boundaries, abuse their powers, step outside the lines, and that makes you look bad. But you just got to stay true to what you're doing. So that would be my my bit of advice for any business owner. If you're in an industry where there's potential for other people to kind of tarnish your name, just stay true to what you're doing. As long as you know you're doing all the right things, staying true to your morals, okay, providing a cracking service, and just giving it your best. Don't worry about that. Just sit back like I do and just enjoy the view. Let the chaos just be around. Don't let it consume you. Don't get involved. Just let it be around you because it happens. So what's some of the things that I've heard? This is a funny one. You get male PTs, right? Well, actually, no, let's step back. Before I get into some individual stories, okay? What actually happens in these situations? Here's one example of what happens in these situations. You get a PT, male PT, because that's what we're talking about today. This also happens with women, by the way. I've seen it happen with women, but it's mainly men. So let's carry on with men. Male PTs that will take on a female client. Okay, this particular female client could be someone a little bit younger than them, their age, older, whatever it is. But they've come to them in a place of pain. They want help. They want to feel better about themselves. They want to feel more confident. Okay, they want to get into better clothes, feel better in photos, feel better with their partner, feel better dating, whatever it is. They want to be more confident. They want to have this change. They need support. They need help. They need guidance. They need guidance, and they reach out for a personal trainer, which is a great thing to do. Never be put off by that. And with this exchange, a personal trainer can support them and help them get to where they want to be. This is fantastic. We haven't crossed any boundaries yet. Okay, this is all normal. This is exactly what I do. And in that exchange, okay, so you got a personal trainer supporting, you got someone who wants to get to a position where they feel better about themselves. That you build a relationship. You build rapport. You start knowing each other quite well because a personal trainer obviously has to know what's going on within the individual's lives. If they really, really want to help them, the ins and outs, and you start communicating, especially if you're doing a face-to-face basis, you get to know each other very, very well. What each other's likes, dislikes, and stuff like that. You might hear a little bit of drama about them and their friends, their work, their partner, whatever it is like that. But you get to know them very, very, very well. And it can be on I'm going to say it can be on maybe like a very, very, very friendly level, but you end up finding out a lot about these people, and vice versa, depending on how much you're willing to share. And I can say, confidently, there's a lot of people who love sharing, and it's a great place because I think that's fine. Because I think if you can create an environment where someone is confident and open to share stuff with you and confide in you, great, fantastic. You've built a good relationship with that client. There's nothing wrong with this. It's what comes after. So you then build this relationship with this individual, okay? Or this can be man to woman, man to man, whatever it is. You're just building a relationship with this person that's now confiding in you, okay? Getting more confident in you, trusting in you, and you're helping them on this journey. You help them on this journey. They're starting to feel better about themselves, go out in better clothes, they're fucking shagging their partner better, they're dating better, whatever it is, their life's getting better. So then they now associate this newfound feeling with you, okay? Again, this is fine. There is nothing wrong with where we've got to so far, okay? But what can happen? There is fault at both ends, in a sense, but definitely fault with trainer, okay? Because what happens is the individual, let's say it's a single person. They develop their confidence. And now they associate their confidence and newfound being with this trainer. They are now become more attached to this trainer because said feelings and said emotions and said confidence is now associated and it's coming from with this trainer. So then there's more of an intimate bonding there, more of an intimate relationship from this person. And that individual may start, pushing boundaries a little bit more. There may be more messaging, more face-to-face contact, whatever it is, things that just kind of build and spiral into whatever is to come. And then you get a lot of personal trainers who will see this. I've had it before with clients in the past. I'll get someone who, messages me, too much when they know I'm not working, late at night, stuff like that, tries to call me, wants updates outside of normal service hours. I don't have working hours, but it messaging you at 2 a.m. and stuff like that, and oversharing, like we're talking like too intimate oversharing. Like it's a duty of a personal trainer to like draw a line. it's up to you if you're a trainer or whatever your job is, where your line is. But I know where my line is. And when people start crossing that line or coming up to that line, depending now, some people just very quickly cross the line. Some people, you can see it creeping there, and you just kind of have a conversation to control it in the bud straight away. Okay, and obviously some people, are intelligent and never get there. But there's a lot of people, who get really attached to their trainer or something like that. And you see it happen, and you see this relationship building. And then the trainer allows this relationship to then go over that line. There is more messaging. There's more back and forth. There's outside meetings up outside of training sessions. Okay. There's inappropriate meeting up outside of training sessions. And all this then eventually leads to, it's no longer a one-to-one training relationship. They're now shagging, dating, whatever it is. And this happens all because there's now this newfound connection. Okay. Where this person now associates the trainer with a good feeling, and the relationship builds from there. That's one example. The other example is a trainer is going to give their clients a lot of attention. The trainer may find their client attractive or anything like that, or vice versa, or both. And through that relationship, things naturally happen. Okay. And then trainers and clients ended up crossing the line, and it happens. It's human nature. Okay. But the thing that I disagree with it is because I feel that the trainer should it's a business. It's a business. You're there to help people. Okay. I think if you're helping people, building all these people up, okay, and then you just start shagging them, and then most trainers will just leave, then you fucking crush someone's confidence again. Okay, just because you wanted to get your dick wet, fucking whatever it was. Like, I think that just completely goes against what we try and do as personal trainers. I want to empower people to feel amazing and confident in their bodies. If I do that and then fucking start shagging my clients and then make them and then never talk to them again and ghost them, guess what? They're probably going to feel fucking crap about themselves now, because this trainer that they've associated all this good feelings with has now, made them feel like shit. This happens. It is crazy. You'll have a trainer who will get an amazing transformation with someone, cross the line, ruin that person's fucking confidence and everything like that, and back to square one. And it just is crazy. But I'm scratching my head, because every time I talk about it and think about it and have these conversations with people, because I tell people this stuff actually happens, and it just, the people, they're like, what, really? I was like, yeah. And guess what? It's not only personal trainers. You get your hairdresser will do it. Anyone you build that fucking intimate relationship with over time, it happens. This is human nature at the end of the day. Just people need to know where the line is. So one funny story that I heard, that there was this male personal trainer that, I can't believe this actually was a thing, to be honest, but I can see it being a thing. They were pretty much just trading sex for PT. Okay, whatever floats your boat. But as a business, it's not that scalable, and there's a thing called bills, things you got to pay. And I don't think, when Mr. HMRC or gas and electric or rent man comes around or mortgage man comes around, they're going to be like, you take payment in sex, mate. Can you take payment in sex? So why, as a personal trainer, would you take payment in sex? I'm like, what? I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, a payment in sex. At least a discount. At least a discount, get somebody for it. It's just like, you try to run a business here, okay, and you have sex with someone. I don't know how many sessions this person gave. It may have been, a one-on-one basis, a 1-to-4 basis. Who knows? I don't know what the ratios were. I'm sure they had an agreement, but there was a sex for training deal, and it just blows my mind. It blows my mind that it got to that point, because I was like, what? I just much prefer just to be paid. Much prefer to be paid and help this person get to where they want to be, but each with their own. If this person didn't need the money, they didn't need to grow their business, they had so many other clients, they could just start fucking some of them. Hey, well done you. I think it's mad. But again, this stuff, doesn't just get pulled out of thin air. It comes from, crossing those lines. Too many messages, too many photos, too much meeting up, extra sessions here, extra sessions there, training with you here, letting boundaries get crossed. It's an interesting one. And again, it's not just personal trainers that it comes in, but like I said, there's those few trainers that do this, and these stories get around, and then there becomes a stigma. There comes a stigma on all male PTs are like this. All male PTs are just, out to do this. And I've heard people say stuff like this, and I know women that are more comfortable working with other women PTs. That's great. That's fine. If you much prefer working with a woman, work with a woman. But what if there's an opportunity not to work with a woman? What if there's only opportunities to work with men? Okay, you shouldn't feel like fearful of doing it, because the majority of personal trainers, especially the ones that I know, are great, are fantastic. They respect their clients, they respect their business, they look after themselves, they have a very good, relationship, but also morals with their business, because they care about their clients and their business and the longevity of what they're trying to do, not just trying to fucking fuck. So it's this very, very, very small percentage. Such a small percentage. I mean, at least for what I know, it may be more popular somewhere else, but it shouldn't, like I said, in every sector, there is those stinky businesses that kind of make you kind of smell a little bit as well, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And don't let it, affect you. If you're someone who's trying to, go for a personal trainer, don't let this affect you, because I'm sure you'll be fine. Okay. Just to understand there's a relationship there that will gradually build over time, but it's just client and trainer. If you find a decent trainer, like me, you understand where the lines are. You get that respect. You get treated like a human being, not just a number in the door or a bit of meat. Treat like a human being. You're there to work on your goals, to get to better yourself. Yes, build a relationship, build some rapport, but the priority is the goals. The priority is you getting to the place where you want to be. Okay, not just everything else. Not just everything else. But it's just like every time you hear about it, you just want to fucking just why do people even do it? It's just like, you much prefer people get, because I think it's crazy, because I got into personal training because I loved training. I loved how it made me feel. Okay. And I wanted a way to kind of show other people how it made me feel. And obviously then found training, realized I can make a business of it, so I can make people feel great about themselves, and I can make money at the same time, so I can continue helping people feel better about themselves. And I'm sure there's a lot of personal trainers who get into it in a similar way, because there's a passion for training, passion for helping people. And then I don't know, if the wires get crossed, if they just then start like, oh, let's just ruin my reputation, and just start shagging my clients, shagging everything that moves, shagging members, again, women as well. I know plenty of female trainers, fitness instructors that have ran through their gyms, ran through it. Whew. Like a train, gone through them, left, right, and center, racking up those bodies. And, to a point where they're fucking going out and sorting them out in the car park, if you know what I mean. If those on YouTube, they can see my eyebrows raising. It's so funny. It's so funny. I mean, I'm sure you can picture it. I'm sure you guys, like, if you've ever, been in any situations like this, again, not even just in personal trainers, you just see like where the wires just get crossed, and people just start crossing lines, and it just implodes. All of a sudden you're like, oh, where's so-and-so gone? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, because, it's just not sustainable. It's just not a sustainable business at all. And it's hilarious. But this is more of like an entertainment rant. Because as you can tell, watching on YouTube, this is just funny. This is just funny to talk about. But the important side of it is, bringing it back, is that this is a very, very, very small percentage of personal trainers that do this. It's a very small percentage. I know I'm saying it like, like it's a big thing. It's a very small percentage of trainers that do this. It does, I don't feel it affects my business. Not at all. But it will for some. It will for some, because there'll be some people who really, really, really won't want to work with a male trainer because of things like this, because of what can go on in the industry. People asking, in terms of online coaching, there was a big thing with a lot of online coaches last year that was coming out. I can't remember. I was going to say the brand, but because it was quite well talked about on YouTube, but I really can't. There was like a online coaching group or something like that, and I think it was in like a bodybuilding community, and there was a lot of trainers that were, getting outed for asking for like too revealing progress photos. So it still goes on online. It'd be like, they're in like their gym set. It'd be like, oh no, we need like a bikini set. We need one of you in like your underwear, something like that. Like this shit was going on with like online coaches. It probably still is going on as well. People, male PTs or even female PTs, whatever it is, will abuse their power, okay, to get a kick out of themselves. It's sad. It is frustrating to see, because there's a lot of these people who just want to feel better about themselves, and then they end up finding someone that just makes them feel worse, because they just kind of get used and abused, and then also their money taken off them as well. So, triple whammy. So, it's stupid that it happens. Some of the stories are very funny, but at the core of it, yeah, there are people who get some fantastic transformations, but then they get hurt, and also personal trainers who don't have sustainable businesses. Now, I'm not saying personal trainers who haven't got sustainable businesses, all they're doing is shagging their clients. It's not. Personal training is quite a cutthroat market. It's very difficult to get into. There's so many personal trainers, okay, and you've got to be good. You just got to keep going at it. You've got to keep going at it. It can be a slog. It can be tough, but it's very, very, very rewarding. Kind of once you get your business and that going. That's the main reason why a lot of personal trainers don't make it. But there's a very small percentage that allow this to happen, allow boundaries to be crossed. Okay, and it just becomes too much. Okay, and if you're in an industry where, again, as a reminder of what I said at the start, where there's other people in your industry that are kind of tainting the air, don't let it affect you. Don't let it bother you. Like I said, stand back, enjoy the view. Just keep staying in your lines, sticking with your morals, doing what you need to be doing to get to where you want to be, serve the people you want to serve, help the people you want to help, and it will be in your favor. It will be in your favor. But if you're out there just trying to get your dick wet, good on you. Just please don't hurt anyone in the process. All right. Short and sweet. This episode. I think this was just an entertaining one. This is just entertaining stories, because this stuff does go on. And but don't let it put you off hiring personal trainers. Like I said, the majority of PTs out there, the majority of PTs of that I know are fucking fantastic. Okay, fucking fantastic. Online coaches, face-to-face clients, PTs, are fantastic. This is a very, very, very small percentage of trainers that abuse their powers, abuse the system, cross the lines. But the majority of trainers are fantastic. All right. Hope you all enjoyed this little story time on the Tom Gilbert Show. Don't go shagging your trainers. Trainers, don't go shagging your clients. Catch you later. Bye-bye.